general, they've brought the ball back in. It's one of the reasons maybe someone like Jimmy Anderson wasn't as successful in white ball cricket. If you swing it away, you just open up areas to be hit. If you can get the ball coming back in, that's where Archer's good. He doesn't swing it back in, but he nips it back in. Doesn't offer up any width, and that's exactly the same with Stark. Obviously, that variation going across that left-hander, left-armer always has. Bairstow loves width, and at the moment they're tucking him up. Has that issue, Bairstow, when he's just searching for form, that bottom hand takes over. Tries to ease it, but the more out of nick he is, he just tenses up with that bottom hand. See that from his last drive. He just needs to breathe and relax, and it will come. A couple of boundaries.
Do as I say, not as I did. Breathe, relax. Coming from you.
It's the car. The leg side, that will be leg buys. Yeah, leg buys, just to end a decent over. 5 from it.
मिस्टेक तो दादा ने भी की है, याद है 2003 इंडिया टूर ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलिया बॉलिंग विकेट, टीम में कौन थे? बैट्समैन ही बैट्समैन। वो छोड़ो, ये देखो क्या टीम है, देख लेना इस सीजन माय 11 गोल्ड।
सर और एक मिलेगा?
जरूर मिलेगा।
खुद को चैंप समझते हो तो चैंप बन के दिखाओ। My 11 is ready। और आपकी?
My11circle.com पर ऐप डाउनलोड करो, अपनी टीम बनाओ और दादा के साथ खेलो। My 11 Circle, play with champions।
Play with champions।
This is Man. This is Preet. They never agreed with each other until they drove the new Skoda Rapid. Man likes mileage. Preet likes power. The new Skoda Rapid TSI satisfies both sides.
Skoda, simply clever।
इन दिनों ने हमें समझाया है कि मुश्किलें कभी बता के नहीं आती, और जब बात हो अपनों की, प्रोटेक्शन जरूरी है।
Third man.
He does what you suggested for the most part. He tries to bring it back into the right-handers in one-day cricket. Tucks them up, gives them as little room as possible outside that off stump.
Towards slip. Finch is there. There's also that short third man. It's Cummins against Bairstow that had him caught short third man. There's 2 waiting there, a slip and a short third man. This was the last ball. Carried to slip.
The one that went to Stark at short third man the other day was a cross-seam delivery that just slightly stuck in the pitch and surprised Bairstow.
Cross seam, so he's going to mix them up. Gives himself room and has just pulled it away to the man in the deep. I think Cummins obviously saw him there. He went early in the variation of the bouncer. Others may have gone the other way and chucked it up wide outside off stump, but he's got 2 fielders out on the leg side, so he bowled to his field. Talking about your dislocation, you played, how difficult is it afterwards? Does the pain go, or? I never did that, broke obviously, but never dislocated.
Depends how tough you are now.
So you must next 6 weeks of the season then.
Once there's no serious break, he should be fine. He'll be throbbing a bit. Take some anti-inflammatories, he'll be absolutely fine.
Director, no one seems that worried, but the umpire's just going to check. Maxwell, who's a brilliant fielder, got a bullet arm. He's interested. Butler was just jumping in, wasn't he? Did he get that foot down in time? Yes.
I'm ready with my decision for the screen. It's not out, I repeat, not out.
Room again. This time he does go offside. What hands he's got, Josh Butler. Just a flick of the wrist and off it goes for 4.
Yeah, fine shot, giving himself room. Cummins the previous time bowled it short and at Butler. Butler created the room this time by going even further outside leg stump.
Hands through the ball, just a flick there. That's a good comeback. That's a very good comeback. It's very full and straight, maybe just sneaking down. This occasion, Finch thinks about it. Isn't going to review. 11 for none.
इन दिनों ने हमें समझाया है कि मुश्किलें कभी बता के नहीं आती, और जब बात हो अपनों की, प्रोटेक्शन जरूरी है सबके लिए। HDFC लाइफ के टर्म प्लान्स विद 1 डे क्लेम सेटलमेंट, अपनों का फ्यूचर आज प्रोटेक्ट करें। HDFC लाइफ, सर उठा के जियो।
The King of Rummy is here. Presenting My Team Rummy. Lowest platform fees of 5%. Download from myteamrummy.com.
Vitamin C of fruit.
Up and over, mid-off. Don't think it was timed completely by Bairstow, but he'll take the boundary.
He got the width that he was looking for on this occasion. Generally, Stark has cramped him for room by swinging it from straight. This was angled across. There was no swing from there. That allowed Bairstow to launch it over mid-off.
Yeah, it's the thing with these white balls. They swing, but only for 2 overs. We've seen David Willey for England do that for a couple of overs. He gets belted a couple of times. Remember, Bairstow and Butler now have hit boundaries. Just suddenly stop swinging. So it'll be interesting to see if Stark can still bring it back in to Johnny Bairstow like he did last over. Again on the up. Again the same result, 4 more. Realise this is probably the best time to bat. It could get more difficult. This pitch is the same pitch that was used the other day. Looks a little bit tired, so they want to get ahead of the rate. Comes in on the drive so that mid-off can just hang a bit deeper. It's the bottom hand taking over. It was a bit of a swipe.
He practiced the shot afterwards. He's looking to go to extra cover. He's just got to hold that shape slightly longer, stop the right hand side, the bottom hand and the right shoulder coming in too soon.
Tense there. If it's up, it's off to Johnny Bairstow. Already got 2 boundaries in the over. It's pitched up. He's going to be throwing those hands at the ball. Tempted Yorker from Stark. He's another one with a very good Yorker. Reason it's gone out of the game is linked to the lack of swing, possibly reverse swing as well. All the greats in Waqar and Wasim over 50 overs with 1 ball. Yorker used to move sideways. You need the ball to move for the Yorker as well. Young barrel straight one, you get slightly wrong, you can disappear. Looks like he's holding that cross seam. To the pitch. Has he nicked it as well? How's he ended up on his stumps there? I think he's just trod on his stumps and walked off.
Yeah, I don't know whether it was his foot or his bat that dislodged the bails. Either way, Johnny Bairstow is on his way back, very frustrated because he started to look in decent touch, a couple of fours off this Stark over, and then it's his bat that just clips the top of his leg stump. Yeah, can't quite believe he's done that, but he has, so he has to go for 9. England 19 for 1.
The best suits are Italian, but the best perfumes are always French. Envy Dew, the power of French perfume.
विटामिन सी और फ्रूट्स की शरारत से भरा नया अनबिलीवेबल जूसी फिल्स, क्योंकि शरारत का फल मीठा भी होता है.
A love that's blue, a love so true, a love like you, one that's new. This crazy little love stop. This crazy little love, crazy little love, crazy little love, crazy little love. Woo, woo.
Being sophisticated is a formal affair. It's not about flaunting power. It's not about getting your hands dirty either. It's anything but aggressive. Sophisticated power. The new S-Cross Petrol, the refined SUV.
Away and out there behind square, so he's straight away off the mark, keeps the strike. 20 for 1.
मिस्टेक तो दादा ने भी की है, याद है 2003 इंडिया टूर ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलिया बॉलिंग विकेट, टीम में कौन थे? बैट्समैन ही बैट्समैन. वो छोड़ो, ये देखो क्या टीम है. देख लेना इस सीजन माई 11
सर और एक मिलेगा.
जरूर मिलेगा.
खुद को चैम्प समझते हो तो चैम्प बन के दिखाओ. माई 11 इज रेडी. और आपकी
my11circle.com पर ऐप डाउनलोड करो, अपनी टीम बनाओ और दादा के साथ खेलो. My11 Circle, play with champions.
प्ले विद चैंपियंस.
इन दिनों ने हमें समझाया है कि जब बात हो अपनों की, प्रोटेक्शन जरूरी है. HDFC लाइफ के टर्म प्लान्स, अपनों का फ्यूचर आज प्रोटेक्ट करें. HDFC लाइफ, सर उठा के जियो.
बजट स्मार्टफोन्स, टैबलेट्स, लैपटॉप्स सब पर नो कॉस्ट EMI, ग्रेट एक्सचेंज ऑफर्स.
इसीलिए जब कुछ नया हो लेना, Amazon चेक कर लेना.
This sort of surface. Should only be a single, well stopped, half stopped. Bowler will take it where you want in the book as a wicket. Rich, our statistician, says that's the 14th time T20 international has been hit wicket. First for England. Butler will keep going here. They don't worry about 1 wicket. 2 wickets, then they might think again. Shane Warne was using those stats earlier about if you lose 3 in the power play. Butler with just the 1 wicket will still be looking to score in this power play. Offside's the way to go. They're all up on the offside.
Mentioned how well he bowled the other evening and quickly realised and recognised the conditions. He bowled a lot of slower balls halfway down the pitch, and it proved to be very difficult to hit. That's him this year, but that's what he did in the first game as well.
Look at that, think, well, just hang back a little bit, because if he bowls a slow ball into the surface, it'll be sit up and asked to be pull and cut. Just waited.
Started down the pitch and advanced at Kane Richardson, which is why he was eager to get that ball in his hand and have a shy as Buttler scurried back to the crease.
3 dots, you don't get that too often against Jos Buttler in the power play. Make that 4, something may well give in this last delivery. Butler's not going to let Richardson just bowl, go for 1. Shows you economy rate, it's 2019 January, slower ball, most efficient. Okay, 4 dots. Yeah, he's just not going to let him settle. There was nothing wrong with that delivery apart from it's been dispatched for 6 over mid-on. They'll check it, but I think it hit the boundary on the full. At the moment it's 27 for 1, but they're just...
बोलिए सर, परफ्यूम स्प्रे में नया क्या है?
ब्रांडेड दिखाऊं या कुछ रेगुलर चलेगा?
रेगुलर नहीं, ब्रांडेड.
थोड़ा प्रीमियम चलेगा?
ब्रांडेड प्रीमियम.
आपके लिए नया फॉग मास्टर, हर परफ्यूम एक से बढ़कर एक.
मस्त है.
और क्या चाहिए?
फॉग मास्टर परफ्यूम बॉडी स्प्रे, हर परफ्यूम एक से बढ़कर एक.
A love that's blue, a love so true, a love like you, one that's new. This crazy little love stop. This crazy little love, crazy little love, crazy little love, crazy little love.
He knows he needs wickets. Aaron Finch, Milan is a very important player, Morgan in next, so Stark gets another with an aggressive field setting as well. Finch himself at slip. Maxwell, I think it is, at a kind of 4th slip position.
2 deliveries, first 2 deliveries, clip balls to Milan. Get their line right, outside off stump. It's there.
Yep, right on the money. The first 2 to Milan is not that much sideways movement. But he's got to play at that. Just get it going as he did to Bairstow in the first innings from there. He's in business. Mitchell Stark.
Is there an inside edge on that? No, half an appeal. Just done him for pace there. Skiddy Stark. Isn't that short to pull. time he does get on the pull. He missed out earlier in the over. He didn't quite time it, but it will run away for 4.
It's an indication of the good form that Dawid Malan is in, and the confidence that he's feeling, though, to pull Mitchell Stark, delivery of 91 miles an hour. He pulled that well in front of square. Seeing it early, quickly onto it.
One of the catchers come out now. The 4th slip goes into mid-wicket. Not just a run-saving position, but you could get a catch there as well. Picked it up beautifully. Finds the fielder perfectly.
33 years of age, Dawid Malan moved to Yorkshire this year. I think he felt he needed a change of scenery just to try and invigorate him in the last few years of his career.
Toe end of the bat. He did well to get hold of that. That was an unusual shot. Wasn't the greatest of deliveries, but Butler's got it away for 4. It's 37.
A love that's blue, a love so true, a love like you, one that's new. This crazy little love stop. This crazy little love, crazy little love, crazy little love, crazy little love.
Being sophisticated is a formal affair. It's not about flaunting power. It's not about getting your hands dirty either. Is anything but aggressive. Sophisticated power. The new S-Cross Petrol, the refined SUV.
The best suits are Italian, but the best perfumes are always French. Envy Dew, the power of French perfume.
There's a release ball at the end of the over. Cummins is involved his 2nd over from the hotel end with a slip. Fine leg is up inside the circle. 3rd man, deep square leg. Just giving a couple of boundaries away, KP, at the latter stages of the over to release some of the pressure on England.
Yeah, here's another one. Previous over, the end of Richardson's over. Joss Butler swatted him over wide, long on for a 6. So it's a little bit sloppy from Australia. Definitely is. They're certainly not as good as they were the other night. They did get themselves to a respectable total here, 157 for 7 on a pitch, sorry, which has been played on again.
We know what you mean.
Yeah. But Butler's just so destructive. He just puts fear into the bowlers. Bowlers are running up thinking, what is he going to do, instead of thinking about themselves. They're worried about Butler.
So where would you be encouraging Cummins to bowl here at Butler? Hard into the length or a wider, fuller delivery like we've just seen there? He's got no protection once it penetrates that infield offside.
I don't think full's good. I think top of the stumps, maybe not even hitting the stumps, just over the stumps.
It's gone full again, but Butler can't get it through. Agar does well.
You understand where Cummins is going there. Butler giving himself a little bit of room, so he goes wide outside off stump to try and get Butler to really try and fetch it from outside off stump. But I'm just not so sure that full is the way forward. I think Butler in a stretch. Good from Agar. Good fielding unit, this Australian team.
See why Butler is trying to go a little leg side to open up the offside, because it only has to be Agar in that position. It's going to run away for 4. Changes now for the left-handed Malan. Fine leg, deep square leg, 3rd man up, slip. An abdominal tickler.
Never fun those. You're expecting to hit the ball, wanting to hit the ball, and when it does miss everything, you're quite exposed. Winded, fully committed. Look at that, fully committed, and smack.
There's a point where you just know, don't you, as well? Oh, no. Here we go. Wood hit Warner, didn't he, in the first game? And it's just taken a little time. Quicker and shorter and given as wide. Saw Jofra Archer wided with a slower ball bumper in the last over of Australia's innings. It's pacey.
It's good. The cross seam again that Cummins goes to. He goes to quite a lot. Tries to hit the seam and the ball to be a little bit too paced, or if it hits the shiny side, it skids through. That might have been a delivery that skidded through there. Blew through to carry.
Field changes, slip goes out, third man down onto the fence. Right to that man. Finch moved himself from that position into extra cover.
Middle overs after this, I think, are going to be key for Australia to see if they can get Zampa can spin any out. Do they use Agar? Does Agar get any to spin? He's not a big spinner of the ball, left arm spinner. Maxwell was outstanding with the ball the other night. But he's the guy. He's the go-to guy. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't bowl the next over.
That was a hack, simple as that. Milan has got away with it. It's another boundary off the last ball of an over. It's 44 for...
अरे माही अब रिटायर हो गया तब जाके टाइम मिला हमारे साथ खेलने का।
मेरे रिटायरमेंट की बहुत फिक्र है तुम लोगों को।
हर किसी को अपने रिटायरमेंट की फिक्र होती है, तुझे शायद नहीं होगी।
मैंने फिक्र नहीं, तैयारी की है म्यूचुअल फंड्स के साथ।
क्रिकेटर्स को पैसे दे दो तो वो कुछ भी कह देते हैं।
पैसे दिए इसलिए नहीं, मैंने अपने पैसे बरसों से म्यूचुअल फंड्स पे इन्वेस्ट किए, इसलिए कह रहा हूँ। रिटायरमेंट प्लानिंग के लिए म्यूचुअल फंड सही है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
वेलकम टू जी स्क्वायर के स्क्वायर, यानी घर घर की कहानी, पढ़ाई को लेकर लड़ाई की कहानी।
सर मैं जैसे ही पढ़ने बैठता हूँ मेरे पापा कहते हैं हमारे टाइम में ऐसे पढ़ते थे वैसे पढ़ते थे, और सर मैं हार चुका हूँ।
हार कर जीतने वाले को बाजीगर कहते हैं।
सर मुझे लगता है आप भी मेरे पापा के टाइम के हो। मेरे टाइम में तो बायजूस है, with visualizations, concept learnings and movie like videos. Byju's is the best way to learn at home.
तो पढ़ाई की लड़ाई को खत्म करो। डाउनलोड द बायजूस ऐप नाउ।
देख लेना इस सीजन माई 11 गोइंग टू डिस्ट्रॉय दादा।
सर और एक मिलेगा?
दादा जरूर मिलेगा।
खुद को चैंप समझते हो?
Slim, game 1.
What about Finch's decision to give Stark the extra one? So he's only got one up his sleeve. Did you mind that?
I don't mind the attacking option at any stage of any game. 40.
sorry, good ball.
It was a good option from Finch. Real good.
खुद को चैंप समझते हो?
Slim, game 1.
What about Finch's decision to give Stark the extra one? So he's only got one up his sleeve. Did you mind that?
I don't mind the attacking option at any stage of any game. 40.
sorry, good ball.
It was a good option from Finch. Real good.
No ball technology momentarily went down, so instantly it's a dead ball until they sort it out pretty quickly, but right at the last minute Maxwell had to pull out. Horns just pointed out that previous delivery. There was an interesting field. There was a man on the point boundary for Butler for the reverse sweep. Way back the point. Changes now for Malan.
tricky period here of wanting to know whether you should be attacking again or you don't attack. This is such a key partnership. Malan has been batting beautifully in this form of the game. Butler does what Butler does. Just think, is that maybe a little bit too easy? Pushing for two, they're going for two. Stoinis running in, can't get it.
Well, it was beautifully weighted, and there's going to be a gap somewhere else because Finch has posted that man for the reverse sweep. Butler's just dinked it in leg side. Of course, with Butler's power, you can understand why Stoinis is deep-ish out on the fence. Nicely weighted. It was beautifully weighted, and there's going to be a gap somewhere else because Finch has posted that man for the reverse sweep. Butler's just dinked it in leg side. Of course, with Butler's power, you can understand why Stoinis is deep-ish out on the fence. Nicely weighted. Just dinked it in leg side. Of course, with Butler's power, you can understand why Stoinis is deep-ish out on the fence. Nicely weighted.
Amazon, India से बनी, India की अपनी दुकान.
With visualizations, concept learning, and movie-like videos, Byju's is the best way to learn at home.
पढ़ाई की लड़ाई खत्म करो. Let's download the Byju's app now.
This form of the game, key figure in their rise to #1 ranked T20 side. Butler is going to try and put him under pressure straight away.
Yeah, he goes at him, doesn't he, Joss Butler? We saw a couple of balls from Moeen Ali spin to Marcus Stoinis earlier. Got him out with the leg spinner. We got a googly that spun a lot. Adam Zampa's not well known to be a big leg break bowler, big spinner of his leg break. He does, however, possess a wonderful googly. Sometimes rushes the batter. 50 up for England after 7.2 overs. This is the partnership. It's up to 31 now, and it's a partnership that Australia will be very conscious that they need to break.
50 up with that single. Similar field for Malan with those three men on the fence leg side. Oohs and ahs from the Australian fielders as Malan aims something violent leg side.
You can see probably from that one shot that this is the reason why Zampa wanted to bowl this end. He picked this end because it's a much bigger boundary for Malan to slog out into the deep. Joss Butler comes down the ground. He generally hits you straight. He comes down like this. He almost got it under there, did Zampa, but Butler got enough bat on it. Butler will come down the grig and hit you straight, so he's not really the guy that Zampa would have been worried about. It's fairly equidistant. But Malan is the guy. It's shorter to the other end with his slog sweep, and it's a bigger boundary he's hitting to here. Agar's out, a deep cow corner.
It's a good start from Adam Zampa. Butler is trying to put him under pressure by using his feet down the pitch. Man's had a sweep slog. So again, the last ball of the over. Can Zampa get out of this one without conceding a boundary? That's what Malan will be eyeing. Settle for one. Very good from Adam Zampa. 8 gone, 53 for.
The King of Rummy is here. Presenting My Team Rummy. Lowest platform fees of 5%. Download from myteamrummy.com.
पहले लड़ते हो फिर मनाते हो, सो स्वीट। चलो माफ किया।
विटामिन सी और फ्रूट्स की शरारत से भरा नया एप्पल नीबे जूसी फिल्स, क्योंकि शरारत का फल मीठा भी होता है।
The best suits are Italian.
Breathers around 4.
Up and over Stoinis, and that's run away for 4. Thought Agar might have had a chance of cutting that off. I think Glenn Maxwell feels the same.
Yeah, there's one of them. 8 of those. Catch up to the runner ball, and that's a good one. That's a good one. Innovation. These batters will know that in 70-odd balls, there's every chance they'll be able to pick up 8 to 10 boundaries. That's how to take pressure off yourself when you're chasing a big total, or any total at least. Good shot again. There's another one. There's 2. 2 to catch up. Brilliant from Milan.
Quick feet, fast hands, and that raced away for 4. That was hit powerfully. The length so quickly, about bail high. Managed to beat Stoinis. Much as anything through the pace. Now Maxwell under pressure with 8 from the first 2. Good comeback. We've seen from the last 2 deliveries from Maxwell, there's something there for the spinners, and the lights aren't going to have the effect that you sometimes get in T20s. The ball can skid on if it's just holding in the surface as the evening progresses. Australian bowlers have got enough to work with. England in a strong position, yes, but a long way from the finishing line. Hear Butler hit the cricket ball, it just sounds different sometimes from other batsmen. One of the advantages of being able to watch cricket without a crowd just from the boundary edge. You just know he's hit it nicely. It sounds different.
Some players certainly do make it look easy and sound good. Joss is one of those guys. Australia want to finish this off. This is the last ball, Woody.
From the night, 64.
The best suits are Italian, but the best perfumes are always French. NVIDIO, the power of French.
बाउंड्रीज बदल गई, बॉल बदल गई, गेम बदल गया, जेंटलमैन्स गेम भी बदल गया। ये डंडे बदल गए, पर ये अंडा ये नहीं बदला। बैट बदल गए, शोर बदल गया, स्कोर बदल गया, अपना क्रिकेट बदल गया। अब उसे फॉलो करने का तरीका बदल देते हैं। cricket.com, cricket like never before.
बजट स्मार्टफोन्स, टैबलेट्स, लैपटॉप्स सब पर नो कॉस्ट EMI, ग्रेट एक्सचेंज ऑफर्स।
इसीलिए जब कुछ नया हो लेना,
Amazon चेक कर लेना।
Sweep, innovation. He did it in the previous over against Maxwell, and he does it to Zampa here. Milan moves on to 29 now.
This form has been remarkably consistent. Carey could have just shoved a boot out there, like MS Dhoni. Just kicked it. Something behind it, deflected it. Gone strongly down the ground. That's a sweet strike. One bounce, skips away for 4. So the over starts. Boundary, boundary. It's very quiet amongst the Australian fielders at the moment.
Quite a big difference between how England approached the spinners and how Australia approached the spinners. I think Aaron Finch mentioned that. The partnership between these two batters comes up. They beautifully again here this evening.
Well, David Warner mentioned it to
Was it David Warner? Yeah, I thought I heard somebody mention it. And rotation of strike is what Australia look to do against the spinners, and Owen Morgan doesn't allow any of his batters to rotate the strike against the spinners, or any bowler to that.
particular is a plan of taking on Zampa. Butler too, actually, trying to run it in the first couple of deliveries. They are not going to allow him to settle. 40 odd in that first game. Zampa bowled better than his figures would suggest, actually, but that's the advantage if you go 4-4 to start the over. You're not under the pressure as a batsman.
Boys.
Last ball of the 10th. Halfway into the run chase, England need 84. They're 74 for 1.
A love that's blue, a love so true, a love like you, one that's new. This crazy little love stop. This crazy little love, crazy little love, crazy little love, crazy little love.
The best watches are from Switzerland, and the best suits are Italian. But the best perfumes are always French. Envidio, the power of French perfume.
मेरा नाम कुलदीप तोमर है। वैसे तो टाइम बहुत कम मिला है, फिर भी मैंने 4-4.5 लाख रुपए के करीब MPL से कमा लिया।
Download the MPL app from mpl.live.
Yeah, at the moment I think Australia just been a little, just these, but Aaron Finch talked about the basics of the game, and I reckon out of the 10 overs, I think it's either 5 or 6 overs, the last ball has gone to the boundary. So they've done some good work. They're just not finishing off their good work. And in between that, Butler and Milan are batting beautifully. This partnership, 55 off 45. They're manipulating the field off the spin we thought was going to be a threat. They've sort of dismissed that straight away. Australia going to have every chance. Their spinners need to do the job. I think there's enough in this pitch where a Zampa or a Maxwell or an Ago who hasn't bowled yet should be able to contain and maybe get a wicket. Then you can get your quickies back on. It's the odd one stopping the pitch. Just good move, Richardson, though. I thought he's been pretty good so far. That first over, he only bowled one bad ball. I think was the last one that went for 6.
England can't afford the mistakes that Australia made the other evening. Someone has to take responsibility. Don't just leave it to the next batter. I'll tee off and I'll leave it to the next one, and then the next one tees off. One of these two who's in has to make sure they see England over the line, especially on a pitch like this. It could get tired, it could spin, might not be easy to start on. If you're in, finish it off. Gagar's struggling with his knee, just hobbles in.
It's got a bit of a similar feel to game 1. This game, I reckon. This sort of stage of the game, the other night, Australia were absolutely cruising, and then one bad shot, 1 wicket, bang, another wicket, then a little bit of panic sets in, then some good bowling, some excellent captaincy from Morgan. But this game's still a long way from over. 82 off 58 with 9 wickets in hand seems pretty straightforward, but I don't think it will be. This sort of stage of the game,
I don't think he'll
the other
go
night,
for
Australia
4.
were absolutely cruising, and then one bad
Nicely
shot,
timed, and they just settle
1
on
wicket,
2.
bang, another wicket, then a little bit of panic sets in, then some good bowling, some excellent captaincy from Morgan. But this game's still a long way from over. 82 off 58 with 9 wickets in hand seems pretty straightforward. What the batsman might be able to do, and what Joss Butler brings to the table as a bowler, you stand at the top of your mark and you're not quite sure of the game. What he can do is Australia absolutely cruising, and then one bad shot,
just settle on 2.
Bang, another wicket. Why he's so hard then a little bit of panic sets in. Then 2 here. Stoinis has got a good excellent captaincy, but it's well weighted. Yes, it's not so much. Yes, he's not off 58 with 9 wickets in hand. Seems pretty exceptional. What the batsman might be able to do. That's why he's such a big wicket. Joss Butler brings to the table. He's still at the crease here.